What do Ian Happ, Connor Murphy, and Zach LaVine have in common? They're the only three players on Chicago's five major sports teams that were here in Chicago the last time the Bears beat the Packers. Heck, Bobby Portis was even a member of the Bulls the last time that happened. Welcome to the video. In this video, we're going to break down the Week 11 matchup between the Bears and Packers. Packers have won the last 10 matchups in this series. The last win coming for the Bears on December 16, 2018 behind Mitchell Trubisky. The Bears have lost 17 of the last 16 matchups, and they're 4-27 against the Packers since 2009. This matchup will be oddly the Bears' first division match of the year. So they've still got two with the Packers, two with the Lions, two with the Vikings coming down the stretch. Very odd quirk of the schedule this year. Over the past few weeks, Bears fans have gone through it. They lose on a Hail Mary where one of the players, Tyler Stevenson, is too busy taunting the crowd to care about what's going on in the game. They come back the next week and they still look defeated, get blitzed 29-9 at Arizona, and then that includes giving up a 53-yard rushing touchdown with 4 seconds left in the half. And then they come back week 10 home where they've been undefeated against the 2-7 Patriots, and they lose 19-3. They have not scored a touchdown since that Hail Mary 3 weeks ago. And then this week, they fire their offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron, in his first season with a rookie QB. So, pretty obviously a bad decision coming into the year to hire him as the new offensive coordinator. Now the Bears will have their third play caller in 3 years. Offensive line has been crushed by injuries. 3 questionable coming into this weekend on the offensive line. Looks like Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright were limited on Wednesday in practice, so hopefully we get some help back on the offensive line. But now it's where do we go from here? Oh, we get the Packers on Sunday at home. Here we take a look at the Bears points. We look at the Bears being dead last in the league over the last 3 games in points per game. And it's not even close. 9 points per game over the last 3. Significantly worse than the next worst team, the Jets, and then New Orleans, Dallas, Tennessee. It's not even close. So this, one of the clear reasons that the Bears decided to move away from Shane Waldron. Here, if we took a look, we look at the points per game for the whole season so far. We see kind of that feeling it out phase in probably like week 1 through 4, and then they have 2 great weeks against Carolina and Jacksonville, which that should be the key there against Carolina and Jacksonville. 2 of the worst defenses in the league. So that's where maybe it was looking up, and then the last 3 weeks it's just fallen off a cliff at Washington, at Arizona, and then New England last week with just 3 points. And there's a lot of things to look at for how this offense has just fallen off, but I'd like to take a look at Cole Kmet and just kind of his arc on the season. So first we'll look at his receptions, and you'll see it flows very similarly to that win or that points per game graph that we just saw, falling off a cliff over the last 3 with just 1 reception at Washington, none at Arizona, and 2 against New England. Similarly, we can look at Cole Kmet's yards by game. It follows a very similar pattern, falling off a cliff there after the Jacksonville game. And then at Washington, at Arizona, New England, all less than 15 yards. So he's just one example of like that, the creativity or what the offense needs is, looking at different options. Kmet hasn't even been an option over the last few weeks, which is something that needs to change going forward. I could look at a couple other guys too, as the entire offense has fallen off, but I think Kmet is a good representation of when things are flowing, he's in the mix, he's getting some looks, and it makes everyone else open as well. One thing that has been good and solid for the Bears this whole year still is the defense. Take away those two that are basically mental error plays, end of the Washington game and then the end of the half against Arizona. And the defense is still very good, has only allowed more than 21 points once, and that was that Arizona game. So this is still the strength of the Bears, and if they're going to be in games going forward, it needs to continue that way. Now let's shift over our focus to the Packers. They are coming off a bye week, so you can bet they're going to be ready and rested for this one. They're 6-3 on the year, but they're 0-2 in the NFC North so far with losses to the Lions and Vikings. Their defense has been pretty solid this year, 12th in yards allowed per game at 320. But over the last 3 weeks, they're 7th in yards allowed per game. So they've been playing well as of late. And one of those games, including a game against Detroit, who's the best offense in the NFL right now. So that you would think would have skewed that the other way, but instead the defense has still been solid. Now, one of the things that's been a question mark for this Packers is Jordan Love, actually. He's thrown at least one interception in all 7 games he's been in this season. He's dealt with a few injuries, causing Malik Willis to be be in the game for a little bit, 3 or 4 different weeks, and he's actually been pretty good. But Jordan Love expected to start this one. Got no TDs in the last 2 games. He did miss some time against Jacksonville. But if we look here at the lowest completion percentage of quarterbacks, we'll see he is on this list, 6th in the league. And this is qualified quarterback. And of course, we also see Caleb Williams 5th on this list. So 2 quarterbacks who've struggled a little bit with completions this year. Take a look at the QBR graph for Love. We see a nice little arc into the middle weeks, and then he's fallen off as of late. It's been hit and miss. He's made some bad mistakes this year, as we'll see here in these couple of clips. The pick six interception against the Rams from his own end zone, just kind of trying to get rid of it, but real bad decision, a real bad mistake there. And then a real bad one in their last game against Detroit to Kirby Joseph. Just some weird, not smart plays, but he's also had some really good plays as well. So he's been very inconsistent. So it's hard to know exactly what we're going to get, but I think that's the opportunity for the Bears is if they can get an interception, get something to go their way and take advantage of it, then it could be a game. It could be there, but I don't think it's going to be something that happens without the defense providing a spark. Here we'll take a look at the Green Bay receivers, and you'll see at the top the guy that I think that the Bears need to focus on, which is Jayden Reed. They will run some reverses and some run plays to him as well. He's the most explosive player on this team, leads them with 620 receiving yards this year. He's the guy we'll have to watch. Romeo Doubs, the second option. But I think if we can control Reed, that we can be in this game. Take a look at my 3 keys to this game to put the Bears in position. We've got capitalize on at least 1 turnover. Love has shown he can make mistakes and he might make a couple bad decisions. We need to capitalize on at least one of those, turning it into a very short field or a score. Contain the run. If we can't even stop the run and Josh Jacobs gets going, then we're going to be in trouble. Can't even get to that potential interception. And the third is contain Jayden Reed in the pass game. So a lot of this is defensive because who knows what we're going to get out of the offense. Looking at some of the odds on this game, Packers are favored by 6.5, minus 267 on the money line, which gives them an implied win probability of 71%. Which honestly is not too bad for what you might expect, but with this game being played in Chicago, makes sense. So, as always, with my prediction now, I'm going to go with the Bears. And the way I think they get this done is 20-16. It's going to have to be a low-scoring game. And I think that's definitely possible. The way the defense has been playing without allowing more than 21 a game, I think that's possible that they stay in it. They get maybe a touchdown from the defense or at least in good position. So I'm going with the Bears 20-16. If you've made it through this video, thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and feel free to leave some comments as well. And until next time, go Bears!